Hi, my name is Ramesh. In this video, I will talk about the crash of AirAsia Flight QZ8501 and 7 most probable causes for this sudden crash. Definitely weather played a role in this crash, but weather alone cannot bring down Airbus A320 plane. More than 3,000 of them are flying every day and hundreds of them are encountering bad weather and landing safely every single day. I will give you some observations about this crash. Debris field is not wide. Tail section and the main fuselage were located and found within few kilometers of each other. This suggests that Flight QZ8501 did not break up in air. If the airplane had broken up in air, there would have been hundreds of pieces of wreckage, and those pieces of wreckage along with the bodies would have been scattered over a large and wide area. Photos of the wreckage retrieved so far and initial analysis based on news report suggest that Flight QZ8501 had come down from sky and hit water with great force and broke into pieces, and this explains why there is mangled wreckage. I will now discuss about the 7 most probable causes for an airplane that crashes in bad weather. All of this may not be having a high probability. In case of QZ8501, crash would have occurred due to one of the possible causes. All the pieces of debris retrieved will be reassembled in the hangar to reconstruct the airplane as part of any air crash investigation. Sometimes the reconstructed airplane will provide vital clues to unravel the mystery behind the crash. In case of Flight QZ8501, the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorders will provide the vital clues to exactly pinpoint the cause for this crash. The cockpit voice recorder will tell the investigators why the accident occurred, which words were spoken in the cockpit, what problems they encountered, and flight data recorder will reveal how it all happened. Investigators from Indonesia, Airbus Industries and NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board USA, will be joined by metallurgists and some key aviation experts to examine the debris in minute detail and make an analysis of the crash before preparing their final report in a year's time. What role bad weather played in this crash will be explained with details in a separate video that will be available shortly. Factors based on available evidence. Something happened suddenly that affected the flight control, either due to flight systems, mechanical, hydraulic, electrical or electronics, or pilot actions. Pilots were busy steadying the airplane and tried to gain control of the plane till the last second. This airplane definitely had not landed softly on water. Pilots did not have time to communicate mayday call to ATC. Airplane had hit water with great force and broke into pieces. Captain is a very experienced pilot. Possible causes. Number 1. Stall caused due to sudden climbing at a faster rate with a steep pitch angle to avoid thunderstorm clouds. This is the most likely cause. If pilots push the controls to climb too fast with an angle of attack or pitch angle that is more than the maximum 15 degrees, the airflow on the wings decrease as the airflow will get deflected, thereby reducing the lift force. This is the diagram for the wing position at stall. The normal rate of climb is between 1000 to 2000 feet per minute depending on the type of aircraft and the payload. Safe angle of attack should be below 15 degrees. If the airflow is kept below 15 degrees or up to maximum 15 degrees angle, the air flows and you will get the lift. But if it goes beyond 15 degrees and reaches 25 degrees, the air gets deflected. It will not pass over the surface. It will get deflected and the pressure difference will be less, and so the lift force will be less. As the speed of the aircraft decreases approaching the stall, there is less air moving over the wing and therefore less air will be deflected by the control surfaces, ailerons, elevators, rudders, etc. As you can see in the diagram, the airflow gets deflected and lift force gradually is reduced. Drag and weight of the airplane will be equal when stall is approaching. If the aircraft continues to climb, the plane stalls and the huge weight of the plane will pull it towards earth. All modern aircraft are fitted with stall warning alarms, and it is usually 10 knots above the stall speed. If pilots ignore the alarm and continue to climb, the airspeed goes below minimum required stall speed and aircraft starts falling from the sky with increasing in acceleration and will hit water with great force. How to recover from a stall? When stall alarm goes on, the first thing that pilots should be doing is to reduce the rate of climb, which means the angle of attack. Slowly level the nose of the airplane and pitch the nose down in gradual steps and ensure that more air flows around the wings, to increase the lift. Airspeed slowly goes up and speed of the plane increases and pilots gain full control of the plane, and controls can be adjusted to return the plane to its required condition. The key is to make sure that more air flows over the wings and covers maximum control surfaces. Aerodynamic stall caused due to uplift of air currents. Warmer air rises. This is the updraft of air currents. The warmer air rises and it becomes a very powerful force. Warmer air rises up rapidly, creating high speed upward moving air currents in the thunderstorm. Pilots consider thunderstorms as the worst thing on their flight path and usually avoid them by going around them safely. Pilots of Flight QZ8501 requested for a change in flight path before departure, but due to heavy traffic in that area, ATC did not approve a different route. Airplane caught in the updraft and immediate to downdraft lose control quickly as speed and position of the airplane can be upset. Airplanes fly normally as long as the airflow on the wings is not affected. In a severe thunderstorm situation, updraft air currents can reduce the airspeed all of a sudden, affecting the control of flight and the airplane stalls. Aerodynamic stall caused due to icing and wrong airspeed display and pilot actions. Sensor covered with icing can give wrong instrument readings like airspeed, wind speed, etc., and pilots may react based on those readings, which will increase their problems. When an airplane goes through dense storm clouds, pilots cannot see the ground to check visually and estimate the relative speed of the plane. If the plane is approaching the stall speed, they cannot sense it due to thick clouds around them. At that time, stall warning malfunctions. Due to any reason, the airplane experiences a stall and recovery is not possible, and the weight of the plane will pull it down and the airplane falls from the sky. Example is Air France flight AF447 crashed in Atlantic in 2009 due to ice formation on the airspeed sensors and aircraft stalled and crashed. Pilots were not aware what was going on around them. You can observe that out of the 3 reasons that we have checked so far, all of them indicate stall. Only what would cause a stall, under what situations aircraft faces a stall, are only different. Damage of engines due to ice crystals and other form of structural failure. Flight QZ8501 crashed from 32,000 feet within a matter of 6 to 8 minutes after experiencing a sudden problem. Even if both engines are damaged, most of the modern airplane can glide for soft landing, and pilots would have some time to alert the ATC with a mayday call. If any control part like rudder, elevators, ailerons, flaps, electronics housed in the wings get damaged, controlling the plane becomes very difficult and it will lead to crash. Number 5. Catastrophic failure of the aircraft structure at some place which result in damage to flight controls. If catastrophic failure of the aircraft structure at some part of the plane occurs due to thunderstorms and ice crystals, there is a possibility for the plane to lose control and fall from sky. In case of flight QZ8501, this may not have happened, although we cannot rule out this. The airplane was visible on radar for 8 to 10 minutes after the last contact from ATC, and the type of failure and extent of damage to the aircraft would be thoroughly investigated if structural failure is really the cause. 6. Thunderstorms damaging instruments and pilots facing instruments malfunction. If thunderstorms damage mechanical, electrical, hydraulic systems due to ice crystals hitting the plane with huge force in dense thunderstorms, pilots face problems from engines, pitot tube blockage, flap malfunction, rudder and elevator malfunction, ailerons malfunction, induction icing, loss of oil pressure. Several alarms come alive all at once, pushing the pilots to their limits. Under such situations, one wrong move by the pilots will increase their problems. Eventually, airplane will lose control afterwards very shortly. Number 7. Sudden development of a micro crack due to heavy turbulence resulting in mechanical failure. Micro cracks in the structure develop due to various reasons, and one such reason is not following the maintenance schedules and strict procedures laid down by the manufacturers of the aircraft. The micro crack will spread slowly during service, and when the airplane passes through severe turbulence and dense thunderstorms, the micro crack quickly develops and leads to a severe problem. Important conclusion. Like any other aircraft accident, the cause is likely to be result of a chain of events and conditions, the absence of any one of which would have avoided this tragic accident of flight QZ8501. Preliminary report about crash of flight QZ8501 will be out within a week's time, and final report will take at least a year. I will also publish a separate video how bad weather can play a role in air crashes. Click the links below to watch my other videos on flight QZ8501.